Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, we're going to talk about Kytheon in deck number 455. Now, as with always, I have a deck building rule when I sit down to build a deck. Now, Kytheon, 1 mana 2/1. We all know this as Gideon. This is when Gideon was going through his awkward Hercules phase. And of course, at the end of combat, if him and at least 2 other creatures attacked, you have to exile him. It's not a May thing, so yeah. And of course, you can make him indestructible. So I had thought about. Now I know I did Chandra. When I did the Chandra Fire of Kaladesh deck, it was all about Chandra. I did the Jace, all about Jace, and Liliana is all about her. I'm not quite finished with that one yet. But Kytheon here presented a unique opportunity, and Gideon, while there is enough Gideon stuff to do a Gideon-themed deck, I could not pass up the opportunity for 1-drops. So this is the 1-drop deck. Everything in the deck costs 1, and as it turns out, because of that, it allows us to have a little more slots because we don't necessarily need as many lands. Because let's face it, nothing costs more than 1. So, and while yes, the Kytheon is probably Kytheon, Izamaru. I don't have an Izamaru for the deck, but Izamaru is kind of like Kytheon, and you can turn one Kytheon, turn 2, play your Bone Splitter, and equip if you've got that second land, and then attack for 4 commander, which is getting out there pretty quick. Unless somebody has, even removal, the Bone Splitter will fall off, and you can cast Kytheon for 3, so it's a very, very aggressive strategy that's not going to always work, but here's what we got. So first off, let's get through the rest of the 1-drop creatures. Tried to use as many as I could with an evasion ability, like the Shadow here. Let's see. Sky Marsher Aspirant. You're probably going to have the City's Blessing before too long. War Falcon, Knight or a Soldier, but it's a 2-power flyer. Lantern Kami's a flyer. Rustwing Falcon, Loyal Pegasus. Yeah, that's kind of fitting there with Gideon, isn't it? Aven Skirmisher, Segovian Angel, Healer's Hawk, Suntail Hawk. Kaisail Scout, Topplegeist. I think that is all of my actual flyers. Well, kind of. Tethered Griffin. If you control no enchantments, we'll get to the enchantment portion here later, but we do have a few. And the rest of these I searched out either decent, like I really like the 2-power, 1 mana aspect of the Woe Reaper, Vanguard, Envoy, Bodyguard, Savannah Lion. But then we've got just pretty decent 1/1 or 1 manas. The Burrington Forge Tender for the Pro Red. Tundra Wolves has first strike. The Law Keeper's going to tap a blocker. The Vanguard. Miracle Worker is a card that I don't think I've ever seen cast in EDH. I really don't. But how many times have somebody put a pacifism type effect on a creature you control and it just shuts it down? Miracle Worker, I don't, and I'm guilty of it too. I haven't played with it, and I went, you know what? This is a card. I case some Javelineers, a few 1-shots. How about Clergy of the Holy Nimbus? It's going to automatically regenerate unless somebody pays 1, so that's kind of neat. Jordan Warrior. That's right. Banding. We'll get to more banding in a minute. But you know what's just as good as banding? Flanking, that's right. Vigilant Martyr. Of course, we got Bestow. Now, we could, in theory, bestow this onto Kytheon. Tragic Poet. Going to get an enchantment card back. Icatian Infantry. Sparring Construct. Universal Automaton. Icehide Golem. Yes, all of my basic lands are snow plains. Doomed Traveler. Toolcraft Exemplar. Thraben Inspector. The Thraben Inspector is just one heck of a one-drop, is it not? Reterothopter. That's right. I somehow managed to work a Homelands card into the deck. You gotta love that, right? And Recruit the Worthy, I am kind of, I don't know. You kind of want to count it as a one-drop. But if we've got the 3 to buy it back, we're probably just going to keep doing that. Now, let's look at things to pump up our one-drops, shall we? That are also one-drops. Of course, you saw the Bone Splitter. Now the Darksteel Axe, the Leonin Scimitar, Short Sword, Colossus Hammer. Yeah, I know it's a big ask for getting the equip cost there, but I guess this is the Hail Mary for the entire deck, right? Griff's Boon. And, you know, give it flying. Gird for Battle. Putting a counter on it. Charge. Giving your entire team. Defiant Strike. Drawing your card and giving +1. Ashnod's Transmogrift's going to give it a +1/+1. And, of course, it turns it into an artifact. The enchantment George Battlecry. If you've got enough mana, you can pump into it, which we may not have a whole bunch. You know, probably enough to do it once. Shall we cover, I don't know, removal? Since we're already going down the snow path, on thin ice is pretty decent. Kind of had to have that version of Path to Exile. Had to. Gideon's Defeat. Yeah, this card's sadder than all the rest of them now. Ooh. Fragmentize. Demystify. Let's see what else we got here. These are Death Ward. Just going to, at instant speed, regenerate a creature. Because at 1 mana, they generally don't have any. Grafdigger's Cage is going to block out things that bother us. Of course, you know, that Black Vice. Black Vice is a good card. But it does only target one player. So that's the issue there. Ooh, right there looks good. Now, Festival is a card that we don't see a lot. And back in the day, we did Festival and Siren's Call. Festival Siren's Call just is a 2-card kill all your opponent's creatures, essentially. But this buys you a turn. Essentially, it's a lot like a Fog in the fact that you just play it during their upkeep. You know, obviously the person that you know has a, you know, a lethal army on the board. And since it's close, of course, we're using Holy Day and Ethereal Haze. Now, I am running Reconnaissance for those that nasty attacker shenanigans. Spirit Link, of course, that's going to help with the Tethered Griffin as well as the Mask of Law and Grace. I didn't feel like I needed the green-blue one. Artifact Ward, just going to, can't be blocked by artifact creatures. Archery Ward. God's Willing. Gideon's Sacrifice kind of had to be in there too, you know. And then what's better, weirdly enough, this being an unlimited card, this is probably the most expensive card in the set because of the craziness that's going on with Unlimited right now. Helm of Chatsuk. The ability to just pass out banding and make it, you know, one kind of super creature, if you will, or a band. Getting the band back together. Our non-basic lands will start in Mouth of Ronan, Frostwalk Bastion, a couple cycle lands in the steppe and the desert. Memorial's Glory, getting 2 soldiers that way. I mean, it's not a 1-drop, but technically it's a land, so it counts. And our last card is Cryptic Caves. Now, as I said, this is it's not. Yeah. This is not going to win a whole bunch of tables, but I have never done a 1-drop deck. And in order to do that, I had to have a 1-drop commander. And those are few and far between. Apparently white is the only color that gets it. I can't think of any more besides Kytheon or Isamaru. Y'all let me know if I've missed any besides those 2. But this way, I've got Kytheon done. And I didn't want to just do another Planeswalker-themed deck because Liliana is almost done, and that's probably going to, tap me out for Planeswalker-themed decks. We are all, at least for a little while. But I do appreciate y'all watching. Hey, take a minute if you like the show, if you like the deck, whatever. Subscribe or hit the like button because I am, what is this, deck number 454. Still got several to go, 300-ish. But I do appreciate y'all watching. Y'all let me know what you think. And right now, I think we are going to shuffle and cut